I see the signs and I'm moving about as quickly as I can now.
Used to wake up at dawn, check my Nikes for roaches, wipe the coat up out my eye, light up tree to fight the notion. I was far from getting on, now it's looking like I'm chosen, huh? Grinding so hard, you think I'm trying to bust a Trojan, but I know, yeah, I know it's approaching like I copied and pasted from prophets and sages how to penetrate hearts. So what I jot on the page, I might reposition stars in the thoughts. In the space, you get conviction mixed with art. When I hop on the stage and believe we need healing, plenty beats need killing. So my pen bleeds, feeling it's deeper, they ain't spilling. Yeah, every time I speak, reveal it. I think brilliant, and I'ma reach a million of souls with these lines so precisely designed that it might seem divine. On the road to perdition, the blind lead the blindness on the screen and in the sky. Everywhere I see the sign, let go.
I see the signs and I'm moving. I see the signs and I'm moving. I see the signs and I'm moving about as quickly as I can now.
By the way, this is cider that I made, that we made.
Homemade, yeah, dope.
Homemade cider.
It was dope too. Go ahead.
No, please plug it, G, because
approved.
I've got people
G
who
approved.
just don't believe it.
Right. No,
Please clip this as a scene too.
It was
so I can send it to one
LT.
extra critical. Okay, well you already know.
He's always like that.
You all, as long as you know. It's unbelievable.
Now I will
man.
say he would win the Play a Haters Ball if Dave Chappelle was to redo it. LT would
leave,
be the
bro.
champ of that shit.
I'm telling the man that I've sipped it and tried it. I'm telling you, this shit is like that. And like you said, G, it's stronger.
Yeah,
I think it is stronger than 5%.
Yeah,
This thing,
8%.
and it's nice. It's smooth. I mean,
crushed.
Yeah.
But no, what
I think what deterred them was I didn't do a 30-day process. I did like a 6-month process.
Oh, no wonder it's so dope.
Yeah, and that doesn't, and that's also me learning that if done in the right way, it's not like it's going to go bad. It's doesn't go bad.
Patience is good, for the most part.
Yeah,
unless you're beer. I don't know people.
That's a whole nother process. By the way, when I was in Chicago, me and Kay did a Goose Island
brewery tour. Yeah.
Brewery tour.
I don't really fuck with beer too much anymore, man.
Bro, I love me a hazy IPA, man. God, I love hazy IPAs. I remember when we did an episode once. We in the shed. And you had your
That was the one where I couldn't even.
I got a little saucy off it though.
I couldn't put it on YouTube.
Oh, why?
That one's Spotify. For the most part, it's Spotify only. There's like 8 minutes of it that I clipped and put on YouTube.
Oh, we were talking about some shit. Oh, okay. You know, folks, we are known to talk about some shit. You know, I mean, there's a lot of shit to talk about out here.
Yeah, no, that was one. That was that one. That was that one. But no, what I was saying is, it's ironic and kind of crazy that you talked about like clean foods and diet.
Mm-hmm.
And this was kind of your lane today, because we didn't talk about what we were going to talk about beforehand, and this is exactly what I wanted to talk about, which comes from more of the angle that I've talked about it many a times on this show, and you're probably getting bored of me bringing it up, but just like the indigenous culture versus the modern culture, and like I've heard people like in discussion with me about it say like, well, the indigenous cultures were very like varied, and they had a lot of fighting with each other. So how can you like call it indigenous culture? And I think the best way to define it is by what indigenous culture doesn't do.
Right.
What we do and what they don't do.
Right.
That's how to discern.
Right. What they're able to be rooted and disciplined enough to not do.
And let me get right at the point. Who are the people of our culture, modern culture?
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to pick out the people who belong to our culture if you go anywhere in the world where food is under lock and key. You'll know you're among people of our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's interesting you brought up co-ops, because that's like a different way of doing things in the food realm, in the food consumption realm. They may differ wildly in relatively superficial matters in the way they dress and their marriage customs and the holidays they observe and so on. But when it comes to the most fundamental thing of all, getting the food they need to stay alive, they're all alike. In these places, the food is all owned by someone, and if you want some, you'll have to buy it. This is expected in these places. The people of our culture know no other way. Making food a commodity to be owned was one of the great innovations of our culture. No other culture in history has ever put food under lock and key, and putting it there is the cornerstone of our economy. For if food wasn't under lock and key, who would work?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, what do you think about that little passage? Right there?
Well, let me tell you what I think about it. I think it's another. I think it's another glimpse at a lot of. We talk about a lot of things in all these different episodes. Gee, it all still leads back up to these simple cliched words. The root of all conspiracy. New World Order. Owning everything, controlling everything,
genociding every.
You know, we talk about a lot of different angles.
Indigenous wealth is what you know.
Right.
It's not what you have, because you're a nomad. You can't carry a bunch of stuff. You only carry what you need. But the wealth comes from the people that know what herbs are going to do what. What river flows what way. Every little aspect, how to track an animal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How to set a trap.
Yep.
All the little details that can go, like, once you're good at it, then there's some people that are expert at it. Why are they experts versus somebody who's really good? Because they know those little details.
There's this show that Ken had us watching one Saturday morning on like freaking PBS or something. But it was these guys who just can go off into the mountains of Washington State and just identify every
mushroom,
everything.
Right.
Do you know how
in an indigenous culture that is, you're the wealthiest person.
Yes,
in the tribe.
I bet.
There's no bank accounts.
Yeah.
There's no possession.
Your value.
Possessions are shared possessions.
Right.
We're all cooking for everybody.
Think about the value. Exactly. So he brings it back and they cook it up.
This person knows a lot more than this person. That person's rich.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be around that person.
The fact you can walk out and find us food that any other time we would just step on and walk past, but it's got
medicine.
And yeah, exactly.
And you know how to track deer. And you know how to track what that poop that is
on the side of a freaking mountain, just pointing to. You see how many different green things are on this ground right here, G?
Right.
Imagine being able to point to all of this shit and know exactly what it is, what it can do. Yeah, the stuff that we call weeds.
Knew how to use them.
The stuff I drive that lawnmower over every day.
And even if it's poisonous, okay, there's some way to use it as a put it on the end of an arrow.
Exactly.
Now you
got a weapon. Now you got a weapon. Exactly. And I have said this for the longest. I come out here, has gas sometime. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at the rabbits eat all the grass. And I'm watching the rabbit eat the grass. And I'm like, our rabbits get this big back here on our property from eating our fucking weeds? What are we missing here? How do I not know that half of this shit that I'm surrounded by can't be edible for us? And give us all the protein, the nutrients.
Back of the sun.
And the mix,
when we were
the mix of the sun, what's here for us?
The sun is even above all of it, though. I think it's like the super intelligent being in our part of the universe.
Could be,
or whatever that may be.
Well,
even if it's local,
it's got to be something, bro, because they spend a lot of money to block the rays of it.
It feels great.
Yeah,
it just feels good. It feels good on your skin. It's undeniable. It feels good on my forehead. You know what I'm saying? It feels good breathing in sun rays to me. You know.
It's got to be something, G. A lot of what those chemtrails do up there when they spread thin is it also is blocking a lot of rays that are coming through to it too.
Yeah, it's weird that they even do that. How it's just such a futile effort.
And when you
know it's never gonna stop shining, right?
I know. So, but here's the weird thing.
They're just delaying something.
All the little micro, the nano pollutants, but also metals that live in it that reflect a lot of the rays back up. Mm-hmm. We still get what we get that comes through that. So, like you said, I tell you, I try to. It's one of the few things I think about a lot. I guess because I see it all. It's one of the easiest conspiracies to see. We look up in the sky and you've got them marking X's in the sky all fucking day. It's like, come on, what do we?
Yeah, no.
Contrails and all that other stuff. Anyway, I don't mean to turn it to that conversation. I just say, going back to what you were saying about the sun's source and how important it is, it's got to be because, it's a lot of money clearly that's being spent to.
I mean, the Jesus story You know, a lot of people say that is the sun. Really, at the end of the day, it's just an astrological way of anthropomorphizing a thing in the sky, a light in the sky, because they call it the Alpha and the Omega, the light of the world. You know, it was born on December 25th from the point of view of the northern hemisphere. That's the day the sun the days start to get longer again. 3 days after the winter solstice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sun references when it comes to Jesus. Even you see him depicted a lot of times as the center of the zodiac, and
very
sun,
true.
Right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So,
that's true. There's the sun is definitely.
And all the other solar deities in other cultures, that Horus, that Jesus, supposedly they stole the story from the Egyptians. Horus,
right?
Pretty much, it's a very similar story to the Jesus story,
right?
So,
beyond civilization, huh?
Yeah, that's dope. That's a dope one. So to get back to that though, like that is, I think, the way to discern between an indigenous culture, because like people are right when they say there's so much variety across these different indigenous tribes. How can you say indigenous culture as this one blanket thing,
right?
When it's so many varied cultures across the different tribes,
right?
And I think, that's true, but the way to discern indigenous versus us is actually what they don't do, and that's that they don't put their food under lock and key. They share it, and it's mainly looking like fresh food, like they know how to hunt, or they know how to gather, or they know how to like do a little bit of agriculture, but they don't have settlements necessarily. They know how to build a house and then go somewhere else and build another house. Temporary housing.
A skill set that can really unplug a man. A way of moving that can really unplug a people, and that's a big fear. As we know, that's one of their greatest fears is us realizing the power and the capability that we have. But we're so plugged in. We're so plugged in these days. We're so plugged in. There's an offset to it because there are a lot of people waking up to it too. Like you say, G, I understand that. It's just so hard not to be plugged into this to make a living, or to all that comes with being plugged in. So it's interesting how this matrix works. It's a lot of choices you have to make. It's one big. It's one big. It's interesting. But there is a way to unlock a lot of this understanding, but it has to start with us.
And I think he discerns between tribes and communes in there, because people also try to act like I'm advocating for like starting a commune. And I think the biggest difference between a commune and a tribe is a commune is about living together. A tribe is about making a living together.
Coming together as a tribe. We may have.
You don't necessarily have to live together. You can live all over the world. But if you're helping each other make a living, there's something to that. So that's how when I think of a tribe, I think of almost like a union. A union is close to a tribe. Really, the closest thing to a tribe is more like a circus. That's they're all reliant on each other in a lot of different ways.
And then they pick up and go.
Nomadic.
Nomadic.
They go where the resources are, where the money is. But it's like a modern day tribe, because it's the same thing, going where the resources are.
It would be nice to move around a little bit more. Right? I am getting the itch for that lately too, especially since being remote.
Is that you work remotely?
For the most part, there's a lot of. For the most part, I'm not as remote as I would like to be. I'm remote though, but I'm not as remote as I would like to be.
You have to go to office meetings every now and then.
And be in certain places I want to be. I want to be dependent on. Not that I want to be dependent on it, but I would, because that would come off wrong. But I mean, I would like to be like my computer. I'm internet money bitch, like Trippie Redd say. Like that's a perfect world right there, man. I'm working on some things toward that too, and being mobile in the sense of like, like having some businesses that I can kind of also manage. Not necessarily, I don't have to be there 24/7 at least. That are also mobile too. So I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, being plugged in. It's tiring, man.
You talking about like to the corporate world?
Yeah.
To the matrix.
Yeah. In the sense of making your funds, And
Right.
then when you make good amount of funds, it's like, damn. So it's
the tax man come after you.
Yeah, then there's that too. It was a lot less when old Trumpster was in office, though.
Ah, here we go.
The man is guilty now, huh? The verdict is in. The man is guilty. Oh, the first felon president. What a show.
You think there's going to be an election? I keep saying there's not going to be an election this year.
It's
been saying it for a few months now.
Well,
at least not a typical one.
I tell you what.
Some sort of
the show is either Trump's that dude or the show is the show is what a show all of it is.
Yeah, no,
because I know he's plugged in.
No, the aliens are running it, bro. The aliens are running the shit right now, without a doubt. They've been running it for like
they've been running this shit, G. Yeah.
years. But like, it's just becoming more and more obvious,
Sending these niggas back like Gucci Man and them sitting there saying, I can't believe that dude's still running around as Gucci Man. People don't talk about it. It's just little shit like that be making me chuckle.
Or the lady on the plane. That motherfucker is not real. And then now it's like that Timothy Gomez or whatever. They don't look anything alike.
I knew there was something connected to that because of how viral it was.
Yeah.
I knew something was connected to that.
HV would say the first one wasn't real to begin with, and probably the second one either.
No, it probably, but that's the thing. Listen,
and she's probably right.
She probably. Listen, this is the thing about HV. God, shout out to HV. I do. No, seriously, G, because she.
It's funny because it's true.
Because exactly, it's like we talk about this shit, and half of this shit is.
It's just fake. It's just totally made up.
Like, even the thing with the bridge, like, bruh, they showed the perfect camera angle to catch this. For all we know, bruh, they blew that goddamn bridge, bruh. Stopped traffic, blew the bridge, and then they got this shit on relay that then it rolled out to the people that we think is what happened.
Yep.
The whole shit is hilarious.
Yeah, no.
Because it works so perfectly because nobody else in the world was there at that time. We didn't see it. No. So if you show it to people, of course they're gonna be like, "Oh, it happened."
Yep.
And why would they go through the trouble of just making this shit up? What's the point? That's the number one thing I know. I hear it right now. What's the point? People have no idea, bro, how all of this shit is low key pointless, but
encrypted.
Encrypted and locked, but low key pointless. But it keeps the show going. This doesn't survive without the show. You got to have the show around it, the spectacle. You got to be able to pull on people's emotional heartstrings. You got to be able to understand how important psychology plays in this. You got to understand what energy harvesting really does. You have to understand when you start to look at it that way, these things start to make sense to you.
Yeah.
But people don't look at it from that perspective because they only understand the surface. They only understand the numbers. They only understand the things that we have been taught.
Well, the bridge really is closed, James. So explain that.
Huh?
The bridge really is closed now, James. Explain that. The bridge really.
You can blow the bridge and still close it. What are you talking? Like, what do you mean?
I know, but you'll hear it.
But what's the point of that? What's the point in seeing all of those bombs go off on each floor of the fucking towers as they went down? It's like, why would they do that, though? Bro, I can't do everything for you.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. No.
Why don't you go dig?
You're not curious?
Are you not?
You have not gotten enough information at this point to at least be curious enough yourself? you're just gonna be a hater all day, forever.
And depending on what you come back to me with after I send you off to do some homework is depending on how I'm gonna look at the next thing you're doing. Like, where is you getting your what are you looking at? Where is you obtaining your information from?
Yeah.
Because it's so funny to me how nowadays the person who obtains their information from the people who have boots on ground is chastised and laughed at because it's not coming from a credible source.
Credible. That's been proven not credible. How many times?
What?
Time and time and time and time and time.
What?
Again. Yeah, no, I know.
I had to take my glasses off for that one because it's interesting. It's interesting how the person who goes, or the people who go boots on ground to really find out, to really dig up, to really show, expose, or whatever the case is. Yeah. What?
And then he ends up, 2 bullet holes, death by suicide.
But because it's not on
2 bullet holes
U.S. News Today or Apple News or wherever these same sources come from that's telling you one narrative, we are the ones who are just bonkers, bro.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's insane to me, bro.
Really? No. I feel you. It's wild.
Knowing who owns the same very sources that you turn to for your information. In the game of numbers, okay, I understand that. In the finance world and all of that kind of shit. And even then, you're still not getting the truth to some of these whistleblowers that come out here and are talking to what they know is happening or going on with that being rigged to death too. Another interesting movie I watched recently was the Dumb Money movie, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I finally got around to it. The GameStop thing. The story of the GameStop thing.
Yeah.
The whole finance thing, man. You talk about food sources. What about finance and the numbers? Like even investing. Like look at what we have to put our trust into.
It's all fake.
It's crazy to me.
It's just
But if you don't, if you don't do it, you'll technically never retire.
You fall behind.
What
did B.o.B said? If you don't take the microchip, then you can't make no dollars. This ain't no lovely day for a neighbor. Ain't no Mr. Rogers. Yeah, no, B.o.B. I've been getting back into his discography again.
Well, especially that run that he went on of just
the Elements run.
The Elements run, bruh. Everything around that to me is his lane. Like B.o.B, you didn't made hits. You didn't. No, for sure.
Last like 2 or 3
listen, he was in the game, and he was in the game. He got it all. He got a song with Taylor Swift. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Dude's got a song with Eminem. He was on his way. He was on his way.
Right.
All he had to do was do whatever they wanted him to do. He was good.
And he decided not to do that.
He decided not to do that. Clearly. When you go from that to making Elements, you're no longer part of that club, brother.
That's another lyric. They say, "Hey Bob, you Illuminati?" I say, "I don't know. I guess they kicked me out." Went independent. That's the single route.
Right?
Yep.
Right? I mean, you don't go from out the gates big features too. He only had probably
Bruno
one
Mars, Eminem,
Bruno Mars,
Williams,
Eminem.
the dude from Rivers Cuomo from Weezer or whatever.
Taylor Swift though. All you gotta do is point to the Taylor Swift one. It's come on.
Yeah.
You're
Nicki Minaj,
Nicki,
Chris Brown, T.I.
Yeah.
Well, T.I. was the one that got him
in the game. Yeah.
Yep.
You don't get more realer than that, bro. It's a lot of people out here claiming real shit. You don't get more realer than turning down what I'm sure they were offering for this dimension.
Right,
that would be considered dope in this dimension. That's what I mean.
Right. Yeah. Shout out B.o.B.
Shout out B.o.B. Shout out Bob, man, because we don't know many of the people that we talk about that people talk about.
Got his beard now, though. Young Bobby Ray.
Bobby Ray Bands. That was his other alter ego. Bobby Ray Bands.
No, I guess Bobby Ray was like his.
Oh, Bob. Yeah,
that was what he was called growing up, I would guess.
I guess so. But all artists have these different personalities they tap into.
Yeah, but
Slim
B.o.B
Shady
versus Bobby Ray was like, that was the whole idea, was B.o.B was his alter ego.
was his
Bobby Ray was his real name, I guess, or real existence, or...
Some of them even come up with more than two. Nicki Minaj got more than two. Eminem got more than two, although he's killing one of them, apparently, with this album.
Right.
The death of Slim Shady. So.
Right. I didn't even hear the new single yet.
It's 2000. It's 06M. It's the Goofy M.
I got you.
And I never really liked the Goofy M.
Right.
Actually, as much hate as his last couple projects got, I love them. Everything post Encore to me, not Encore. Everything post that out the album
Kamikaze
that he did.
Joint.
Not Kamikaze. Before Kamikaze.
The joint. Mathers LP2. After that. Oh, you're talking about the Revival.
Revival. Everything post Revival.
Revival.
So I love Believe, which is crazy because I think the way he starts the album is insane.
Right.
I'm like, why did you just stay here?
Right. No, Believe is the...
Then he started to get into all that other shit. No, I don't. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But if he had stayed on that Believe wave,
that was the song there. No,
bruh,
I feel you on that.
Like, how do you do that and then just don't like say to yourself, I need this energy for
the whole
time. whole project.
Yeah. That should have been that was the Revival track right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, he should have.
It's insane how I will go listen to and the thing is, I like how he brought in the first song that Beyonce was featured on into it because it was like a beat switch.
You like the music to be murdered
transition. But see, I love that era. I love Kamikaze. I love music to be murdered by.
The Anderson .Paak track is fire.
I love
fire.
The albums are.
Yeah,
the music is good.
It's good.
To me,
You Gonna Learn with Royce. That's a good song too. Yeah,
bro. Him and Royce are on a run right now, where it's time for them to go make another Bad Meets Evil because they've been plugged back in. They've been on this thing, and M keep trying to find, all those groups back in the past, D12 and all these other people. No, bro, you got what you had. Proof's gone. You got Royce. That's you got Royce. That's the only sparring dude you need. Everybody else you need to be locked in on that Believe tip, and we want to hear you rap, bro. But now they done bullied him in to wanting to do this goofy shit. I'm going to see what this album going to end up sounding like, but the single tells me he's back on his, his goofy Eminem shit.
Right.
And that's fine, I guess, but it's not for me.
Right.
I like
the Killer. Killer M, yeah.
Man, I love
the rapidy rap shit.
He been getting shit. He been getting shit since Kamikaze. He been really getting shit since Revival. I mean, yeah, since Revival for real. But he been getting shit about like the Kamikaze stuff and all that. I'm like, I love this, man.
Yeah, no, I mean the Ringer was definitely a good track.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, I don't dislike him. I just think he's
a product. He is a business G.
For sure. No, but I'm not even getting into that. I'm talking about just artistically. He is the definition of he has mastered his lane.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the versatility that I like in artists like Kid Cudi or B.o.B.
He's a rapper.
Or MGK.
He's a rapper, but to me, he's big enough still.
Oh, he's so good at what he does.
Stop trying to appease people at this point. You're going to do numbers, and we know you're a hell of a lyricist. Rap, bro. If anything, tap in with new... try new styles and new sounds, but keep it rap, though, because that's what you do best. I don't like you being goofy. I don't like you singing. I barely like you harmonizing. I don't even think he's that great of a croner and a harmonizer. Like the Kid Cudi croning, and when he starts to kind of sing his hooks,
he doesn't do none of that.
He doesn't do none of that well. Just rap, bro.
He's just a straight,
just rap, bro.
Rapper, yeah.
Rap,
and he's good at that.
He's very good at it.
Very good at that.
He's very good at it.
Yeah, just not.
I want to see him with.
I got to be in an Eminem mood.
No, I feel you.
Fuck with Eminem,
especially again with some of the tracks, like when he starts to rap all fast and he gets. He gets supersonic and
there's rap. What was the
Rap God?
Rap God. That wasn't my favorite track.
No, it wasn't.
It was good. He showed off his.
He showed off his skill, what he's good at doing.
But the beat is whack.
But again, see,
the beat was not my favorite.
Stuff like that. I'm not making a single on my album. That should be something that you drop for the internet for us to lose our minds about,
right? And
then look forward to the rap album,
right?
You know, and obviously, Rap God, he rapped his ass off. But I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Some stuff is for Lucy, some stuff is for EPs, some stuff is for, and he don't need to be doing EPs and shit. He's too big of an artist. But just drop it for the internet, just like this Drake and Kendrick thing. You, it's not gonna be on an album, but you dropped it. You know, it's a thing that we have fun with. You know,
right?
That Rap guy should have been like, yo, this is a Lucy that he dropped, getting us ready for the album. Whoa, damn, he went off on that shit. You know, so,
right? No, I feel you.
But anyway, I'm always going to be hard.
We're always criticizing.
I'm always going to be critical on the artists that I've grown up with. Man, we have
not like we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I appreciate it, but I do appreciate versatility. That's one of the things.
Yeah, bro, I do too.
Really
I do
That's
too.
why I fuck with Mayday so hard. They're very versatile. They can do everything: rap, harmonize, rock, reggae, name it, funk.
Play instruments. That's kind of why I like Logic. And
percussion.
Some of these people get so much shit. But it's
you
like,
fuck with Logic?
Yes. It's like, of course. You want to talk about versatile? This dude is insanely versatile. And I just, look, it's easy to hate on some people because people, you know, whatever, person, you know, they're corny or they're nice. Like hip hop is one of those weird genres where it's policed by the culture, and the culture sometimes, you know, we look at things very succinctly about, you know.
It's just my boy recognized as the, like, he used to be a battle rapper. That's how he became known to start with. He won like an MTV battle back in the day, but he said if he was to drop a diss track, it would probably be
against Logic.
That's why it's just, and I don't even think it's really.
But again, I would ask him.
Honestly, I don't even think it's because of Logic. If I was to really like grill him on it, I think it's because several fans have said shit like, "Oh, you're biting Logic's flow." He's older than Logic. Been doing this shit for his whole life.
But that's always going to happen when an artist has made it.
Yeah,
Logic, you know, he's
he even has like a bar in one of his freestyles. He's like, this one kid said I bit Logic's flow, and I started rapping. Logic was like 9 years old.
Oh, interesting.
Some shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't think it's anything personal against Logic. I do feel like maybe he feels like Logic has studied him.
Maybe, probably, but that's hip hop. This is the other thing about fans, like, you know, all of this shit about, you know, this is hip hop. You're going
talking about like the copycat.
Yeah,
it's like the NFL, the copycat.
You're going to have, when you produce as much content as you produce through years and albums and mixtapes and singles, you're gonna have some fun.
I'm gonna get Rec on the pod eventually, so I'll ask. That'd be one of the things. I want to make sure I have a whole list of shit that I want to talk about because I don't want there to be any dead audio when I get him on.
Yeah.
So one is there's a song.
Have you already reached out to him?
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, this has been in the works. I mean, I'm just being patient, long-term mentality. Yeah. Man. I'm doing the Ab-Soul shit with this one. Yeah. Waiting until like we have enough subscribers. Where the momentum is at a point where him being on will actually maybe do something.
Get a nice little bump. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense in general.
No, Rec is the shit. I love that guy. But no, one of the things that I want to talk about is the song that he did called "The Fallen," which is fucking. You gotta check that out. I'll put it in the show notes. But I don't really have like a lot that I like other than just like kick it, talk about life. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have like a lot of specific things I want to talk about. So maybe I'll ask him about the Logic shit because I don't know.
Absolutely, ask him about the Logic shit. Look.
I'm pretty sure if I had to guess. What was that?
A rabbit.
Oh, what we were talking about, and I just wanted to finish just in case, because I think you were about to say something, was, you know, the only two things I really have written down to talk to Rec about when I finally do get him on is, like, the song, The Fallen, and then, like, this Logic thing, which I'm pretty sure, like I said, if I had to guess, based on things that he said, I don't think it's anything about Logic. It's I mean, yeah, he's made playful jabs, but I think it's more about like other like fans comparing him to Logic.
Yeah. When they start doing that, you do gotta address it as a rapper. I mean, that's hip hop. I get it. I get it. Ain't everything gotta be no Soul B, and ain't gotta be no Kendrick Drake beef where you throwing those kind of shots at each other. But sometimes you do gotta address it. It's like, you know, and I feel you. I feel him. I was just using Logic as an example and saying like, hip hop is just one of them finicky genres where it's like, you know, like AC/DC could drop anything right now and go on a tour and it's gonna sell out and they're gonna come out there, sing all their songs, even if it's not their classic. It's AC/DC and their following is there,
and they're still gonna play.
And they're still gonna play. Yeah,
at the end of the show.
Yeah, exactly. It's like hip hop. It's weird how they'll just turn on the artist because it's something. Huh?
DaBaby.
Yeah, but again, DaBaby's situation. Let me tell you what's different about that. DaBaby is one of those artists who kind of came into. He might have had a mixtape or two, but he just kind of came into the game. Like Logic came from the mixtape era, where he was delivering work and grew a core audience in a way where that core audience is going to listen to you for the rest of your days.
So you think
that's the difference?
Think he's overhated? You think Logic?
Absolutely.
You think Logic is overhated?
Most light-skinned or mixed or white artists in hip hop are overhated. What are we talking about? Eminem's probably the only one, and he's just now starting to get hated, but that's mainly by the young bucks that just want to shit on everything that don't sound anything like the 90s. New wave.
The 90s is so ancient.
Yeah, and it's like he's so all that whatever, man.
Do you believe in repenting? What if the kingdom of heaven's within you? Do you think you would enter, huh? What do you know, huh? How do you know truth from the pit of your soul, or just cause somebody told you? Do you think about what you think about? Do you see yourself in the people that you hang around? Keep quiet, let me think aloud. Listen up, wanna break it down and question your perceptions. I'ma break it down and question your perceptions. Do you ever question your perceptions? Do you ever question it all? Yeah. What if your money was worthless? Then would you know what your worth is and reconsider living with a purpose? How would you determine what work is? Are you seeking what's easy to purchase, or is it deeper than what's on the surface? Do you question your perceptions? Ever so is real, huh? It ain't your politicians, nor your status. All of that is fiction, so it's real, huh? It ain't your entertainment, nor the industry. I heard it's filled with fake shit. And I need truth over everything. Yeah. I need truth above all else. Just I need truth over everything. Yeah, give me the truth, yeah.